MasenCast!
Hey guys, Sakke here again with another podcast, another solo cast. This time we are talking about the beloved Shadow Dragons. And just if it isn't clear enough, of course this is heavily, spoilered. I've actually read up and have a little note list here, just so that I stay on point with the Shadow Dragons. So, why is the Shadow Dragon saga my favorite out of the GT sagas, and why they're actually like in the top 4 or 5 villains in all Dragon Ball? I mean, I'm not really familiar with the original Dragon Ball, but I know like what the villains were like. I know their sheen, and like apart from King Piccolo, I don't really like any other DB villains. So to get back to Shadow Dragons is of course Shenron, and it's just funny, like I just realized now, like I'm usually good with this stuff, but I just realized now that they actually spell out Shenron. Yeah. Sin, Haze, Ice, Nuova, Rage, Oceanus, and Natron, Shenron. Great. So, why do I like them? Because they were created out of abuse. The abuse of Dragon Balls. Like it was said so many times, don't use Dragon Balls for nothing. As far as I'm aware, it was already told in the original Dragon Ball. Then there were, in the DBZ, there were the Namekians, and then there was at least Elder Kai that said that Dragon Balls should not be used lightly. So, to give a quick recap why the dragons were brought back to life, I'm of course relying on wiki knowledge. I don't remember exactly because it's been like a year since I watched GT, and to be frank, like this, part of them weren't really, didn't make sense that they were created out of that. Like, it would be great if they were just out of, the most important wishes. But of course, as we did the GT overview, on that episode we talked about the most ridiculous one, which is Oceanus, because Oolong wanted to get a pair of panties. Yep. Then there's Sin, that was because of reviving everyone on Namek. As far as I'm aware, I'm relying on the wiki. It actually makes sense because Sin is the strongest one. Then Haze, the guy that weakens everyone, that's, reviving Bora, who's this muscly, sort of, Indian, not Indian, forgive me, like Native American inspired guy, and because he was murdered by a mercenary Tao in Dragon Ball. Again, I'm relying on the wiki, I don't actually know. Then this one I actually remembered that Ice was reviving the victims of King Piccolo and his minions. And, so far it makes sense that they are, from good wishes, that they are actually, they have no good sides to them. These Shadow Dragons that I've talked about, they're evil and shimy and they are plotting. Then Rage is from reviving Goku to battle Vegeta and Nappa. And again, he's shimy. Naturon, reviving Majin Vegeta's victims, again, really shimy. But this actually could, give some sort of reason why Nuova isn't pure evil, and it's because King Piccolo gets his youth pack that Nuova gets, gets born. And, like, I always want to, question things, like I'm really skeptic, but this one actually, as with Sin and Ice, I would say Sin, Ice, and Nuova probably make the most sense. Because they are like, Sin, like reviving everyone on Namek. Like, yeah, that was like, yeah, it was a wish that was needed, but again, like, things have consequences. And maybe don't revive everyone. That's the thing. So, to go back. Why are the Shadow Dragons my favorite? And because of something. Is that you go and seek for Frieza. Vegeta and Nappa come to Earth after hearing Raditz saying that there are these amazing Dragon Balls. Cell is just because of Dr. Jiro's absolute malice towards Goku. And Majin Buu is just a creation of this evil magician. So, like, if you take DBZ, like, yeah, Frieza is amazing. I mean, he's my friend's favorite character. Like, that's not the reason I would, not diss or like him. But, I mean, I like Frieza. It's just, I like Shadow Dragons more because they have an actual consequence that they were created. Just like, that's why I like Goku Black and Zamasu so much, because they are a creation of something, creation of abuse. And I like things that have consequences, that were brought because of consequences. So, what could they do better with the Shadow Dragon Saga? Well, a lot. A lot. And first of all, they could have given more time to the weaker Shadow Dragons, so Haze, Rage, Ocean. Well, Oceanus is really weak, so maybe not him. But Naturon, because maybe they could have created them to work together, to like have them like even more despairing moments. Like, yeah, Rage caused, despair, and Haze caused despair. Oceanus, not really. I just remember a lot of seagulls and stuff. I don't know why. I'm not gonna read up. And Naturon, Naturon, the only thing that made him a threat is that he absorbed, or whatever his thing is, Pan, and that's why, Goku couldn't go full power, because otherwise Naturon would have been gone with one blow. No matter, like we talked, that he gets a significant power boost, like it's not just his power plus someone's power, it seems like more of like, fusion or something like that. But still, like, Goku Super Saiyan 4 is ridiculously strong. But to then go to the three remaining Shadow Dragons, Ice, I think, like, even though the other Shadow Dragons are weak, I like Ice the least. He has, like, he is supposedly, well, they're all, kind of brothers, but, like, Ice and Nuova seem to, like, have this sort of brotherly rival thing. To me, Ice just seems so, like blinding Goku and still losing because, there are no other instincts than sight. Yeah, great. Good job. I, like, of course, because I'm always on the side of the good guys. I can't help myself. Like, that's probably why I like Nuova the most. Like, Nuova actually wanted to fight Goku. And I don't know, because Goku is always like that he'll go full power, but then he'll be holding back his power, like, as in Super, if you guys have watched Super, like, he will go Super Saiyan Blue against everyone, but he will not be using his full power. It's the same, like, I doubt that Nova is as strong as Goku Super Saiyan 4. Could be because, GT is all about Goku and him being out of stamina. Which is why, they sort of lose to Omega Shenron. I mean Goku and Vegeta, because Goku can't hold Super Saiyan 4 anymore because he's so out of strength. And but to get back, like, why I like Nuova, as we mentioned in the overview, he's probably the only strong guy that uses flame, which is kind of funny. And Nuova actually, tried to be like this fighter, and no one else in whole GT, as far as I'm aware, tried to do that. No one else. I'm just putting that out there. Everyone else just either tried to kill Goku or get rid of Goku. Like the spear guy, I forget his name. I remembered it in the overview. But anyways, like the spear guy that is on the planet where they find Giru. No one else seems to want to fight. or have any sort of, respect towards the guy that they are up against, or girl, except Nova and the spear guy. To me, that just seems strange because it's such a switch from Dragon Ball Z. Like, I'm not sure if I would call it honor that Frieza has. I mean, he's condescending as hell, as we talked on earlier on the favorite DBC character. Did we call it, or was it? No, it was favorite overall. Yeah, favorite overall character, and like he's really condescending, but he will still give a full fight, and he won't cheat, unlike Frost, which is why I absolutely despise Frost. I hate cheating. I can't help myself. Like, I wouldn't be able to, even role play a cheater. I just couldn't do it. That's just a personal note. And Cell, even Cell, probably because he has all these fighters, cells in him. It's probably why he honors, sort of, the other fighters and wants to fight instead of just flat out killing everyone, as he could do. That's why he creates a martial arts tournament, to show that he's the strongest, but he still wants to fight instead of just destroying planet Earth. But then we get Majin Buu, who is just a degenerate maniac. And basically it was downhill from there, in terms of, like, having villains being actual fighters. Like, I won't go to movies because we can't prove that movies are canon. We are going to, just as a spoiler, we are going to do a podcast that is there any movies that could be canon? How and when would they exactly happen? Like, there are theories that where they could actually happen, but I think we are gonna try to create our own, make our own, timeline for it, and, just try to get even at least one movie to work. But to get back to GT and the Shadow Dragons, the thing that lets me down, as I talked in the overview, is that, Gogeta Super Saiyan 4 doesn't finish them off, because that just goes to prove that no one else than regular Gogeta, I mean Super Saiyan, is actually successful in fusing and destroying his opponents. Gotenks is unable, Gogeta Super Saiyan 4 is unable, Vegito is unable. Yes, I'm calling Vegito a fusion. I know it's Potara, but it's a fusion. When we're talking Super, Vegito is unable to do that again. Gotenks Super Saiyan 3 is unable to do that again. What's her face? Kefla is unable to do that. Like, it seems like this fusion, it's an amazing thing, but then it just isn't able to do it. And, well, it could be that Kefla isn't able to do it because she's against Goku. So, yeah, that's another point. But to get back to Gogeta Super Saiyan 4, like, I think the time limits related to your power, it just seems sort of BS to me. Like, the same thing as, Goku shortening his time on Earth, like, when going Super Saiyan 3, like, shortening his time. I don't know if it's just related that, no, he's not shortening his time, but he's shortening his strength and stamina, and that's why he can't stay on Earth anymore. But, like, Gogeta, like, I don't know, like, if it's straight related to power, that instead of 30 minutes, was it the original one? That seems like such a long time for a fighter, and it makes zero sense that Gogeta Super Saiyan 4 is so playful, unless it's like the stronger character that is, giving the character instead of just pure power, because, Vegeta would be the guy that, just wants to, flat out demolish this stupid dragon. And Goku at this point, like, the things are so bad that even Goku at this point shouldn't be playful anymore. So Gogeta Super Saiyan 4 being just this 5 to 7 year old kid just doesn't add up, like, at all. That's what I would make better. Like, Maybe make Omega Shenron somehow survive it, but just don't make this Super Saiyan 4 joke. And don't, like, the least that I like about Shadow Dragon Saga is the ending. Spirit Bomb, and then Goku leaves Earth. Like, that was a heartbreaking moment to me. Like, as I mentioned in the overview, I'm an emotional person. Like, I think I was actually crying a bit. Because I didn't want that. I wanted, like, yeah, I wanted Shenron to, like, somehow redeem Dragon Ball so that they would be unable to use them. And make Goku adult again. But make him stay on Earth. Because, like, Goku leaving, like, that's been the thing in DBZ all the time. Like, Goku's not there. And, you know, I'd like Goku to be a father figure, especially to, you know, a grandfather to Pan. But it just isn't happening. It didn't happen in Super either. Well, okay, Pan is still just a baby, so let's give Goku that you know, Pan is still a baby, so he's got time to snap back and then, you know, be this grandfather. And but to get back, like, the Spirit Bomb, Universal Spirit Bomb, yeah, it's cool. But relying on Spirit Bomb so much, like, when writing these stories, it's like, well, yeah, the other option would be Kamehameha or Dragon Fist. But wouldn't Dragon Fist sort of be ironic? I think so. I hope that you enjoyed this podcast. All applicable links can be found down below in the description. Please share your thoughts in the comment section, and if you have an idea you'd wish for us to do a podcast on, please send an email to the address in the description. Maybe we will do one, maybe we won't, maybe we already have, you never know. And we'll see ya next time.